So, welcome to the first of many of these types of videos that are a little bit more productive than just watching shotguns be a noob on the internet. What I'm talking about today is what the title basically says, is Core i5 is obsolete. And I really do believe that for most cases, it's pretty obsolete. I don't see any use for it when you can get a cheaper CPU that will give you more performance. You're going to think that's my opinion, or that I'm a big AMD proponent, or I believe that AMD is the best, or I'm an AMD fanboy. I really am not. I don't even own AMD. I have a Core i7. But I'm comparing Core i5 with AMD, not Core i7. Now, Core i7 will go above and beyond what AMD can do. However, Core i5s do not. And I can show you proof, and I'm going to show you prices, and I'm going to link some stuff in the description below that you can look at if you're going to build a system. If you want a computer under $1,000 that will perform properly, you want to save some money and maybe invest in a video card that's better than what you would get for that price, then I would go with AMD. So I'm going to keep this video pretty short. As you can see from this comparison that I have here, the Intel Core i5 6600K 3.5 GHz CPU, it's going for an average of $239 at this time, retail. And the AMD FX 8358 core is going for $149.99. So it's almost $100 less. You can see that the clock speed is higher on the AMD than the Core i7, and it has more cores. Now, that's not the reason that it's better on its own. However, as you can see, the benchmark CPU mark gave it 7757 for the i5 and 8939 for the FX 8350. Now, this is the top of the line i5 I'm showing you here, and it's over 1,000 points less. The only advantage here for the i5 is that you're going to be using 91 watts at peak as opposed to 125 watts. And if that's important to you and you don't really care about the difference here is not huge. However, it is almost $100 cheaper to go with one that performs a bit better. Now, if you look down at the CPU mark rating and the value, this shows you the CPU mark and the value for the price. So basically the bang for your buck. It scores 59.6 as opposed to 32 for the i5. It's pretty much a no-brainer. However, I'm going to give you some prices for motherboards as well. Okay, so I'm going to give you some prices here. The Core i5 6600K on Amazon right now, you can get it for $237. I think that includes shipping, so $237 is not bad. However, you can get the AMD FX for $158. So again, almost $100 different. So the motherboard, CPU, and let's say 8 gigs of RAM for DDR4, of course. If you go with the 6600K, you have to get DDR4. So you're looking at $389, $400, depending, you know, what deal is going on Amazon right now. But about $400. The same, better performance than that, because you will get better performance from the 8-core FX with motherboard and 8 gigs of RAM. You're looking at $321. So you're saving about $80. That $80 can better go towards a better video card, or it can go to just saving money. Like if you're going to spend under $1,000, then $80 makes a big difference. It can, you know, it can be $900 for your build, or it can be $820 for your build. You can use that $80 for a mouse or a keyboard, and you're still getting better performance. Like if you were sacrificing performance to save $80, I would tell you to whatever, just spend the $80. Not a big difference, but you're still getting better performance, and you're paying $80 less. Like, to me, it makes no sense to get a Core i5 if you're looking to game or to do some rendering, some video editing, you know, basic content creation. I mean, if you're a professional, you're not going to get Core i5 or the FX. You're obviously going to get a Core i7. You know, if this is what you do for a living. I'm just talking to you, those of you that want to maybe get into gaming, or, you know, just upgrade your old computer. You might have some, you know, second or third generation Core i7s. You know, this stuff will beat all that. Let's say you have a Core i7 920 or something like that, or a Core i5 is it 860? Core i7 860 or Core i5 2500K, stuff like that. Both of these will beat those. However, you want to get into gaming, you want to get into some basic content creation, under $1,000 budget, whatever. You know, Black Friday is coming up too. You're gonna get these things for much cheaper. Do not get Core i5. Just do not do it. I don't see any benefit to it whatsoever. And even though you can have more RAM and it's faster RAM, you can get 2333 DDR4 as opposed to 1600 or 1866. It's not really gonna give you any more performance. You'll still get higher performance and more bang for your buck with the AMD. There's links in the description below for all these products, and you can compare them yourself. I'll even put a link to the comparison on benchmark for the AMD versus the Intel. And you know, if I'm completely wrong, let me know. I do not have a Core i5 6600K system here, or an FX A3350 here. If I had them both here, I'd compare them, I'd do my own tests, and it'd be definitive. However, from what I've read online and what I can see from the benchmarks and the prices, I can tell you it's pointless to go with the Core i5. If you want to argue with me, you can leave a comment in the description below. We can argue. I'm not an AMD fan. I'm actually an Intel guy. I switched from AMD years ago. My last AMD was a 2100 Athlon 64, and I have not gone AMD since. But that is because I wanted more performance. However, the Core i5 is just not going to deliver, and for the price, it's not worth it. You have to either go Core i7 or stick with the FX 8350. I've had people admit to me that they thought they upgraded from the 8350 FX to a 4690K Core i5. That was not an upgrade. I have no idea how they considered that an upgrade. So do not make the mistake. If you already have an FX 8350 and you're going to upgrade, you have to go to a 4790K, or even go into the 6700K CPU, which is still not that great. I would still go for the 4790K. So anyways, in conclusion, I know I rambled on about this. In conclusion, Core i5, I would not recommend if you're looking to spend under $1,000 on a computer for gaming. But I would recommend taking that $80 and maybe getting more RAM. 8 gigs of RAM nowadays with Windows 10 is marginally good. You might need 16 gigs. Or I would recommend getting a video card that's $80 to $200 more money than you were going to spend on if you went with Intel, because you have extra money. However, you know, you can build a computer under $1,000 with the new NVIDIA 1070, 16 gigs of RAM, and AMD CPU, and decent power supply. Around $1,000, maybe $1,100. I haven't priced it out. Maybe I'll do a system build video later on, but you know. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. Keep on doing whatever the heck you're doing, wasting time on the internet, watching videos like this.